Hail and Meshes adventurers, let's peel back the layers and uncover the secrets of Baldurs Gate 3. I'll be a trusty guide even with my vegetable accent. When you create a character in Baldurs Gate, great way to start is by picking a class. But wrong race will make your character much weaker. So what is best picks if you want to play Warlock? We start on screen selection. We pick Warlock, we decide our subclass, pick some cantrips, customize abilities, and then go to abilities. So let's allocate our ability points. Warlock, most important stat is charisma. That's why we go all in on charisma, and we want as much charisma as possible. In Baldur's Gate 3, when you have 14 or 15, there is no difference. You want actually to have 16 to increase any increase in stats. So you want this to go higher number, and this goes every 2 points. So that's why we go all in on charisma, and Warlock really likes some wisdom, maybe 2 points in wisdom, 2 points in intelligence, some HP. You know, HP is nice to have a little bit more. Warlock don't require a lot of strength if you're not going for some melee builds and you don't actually want to, because you can even go for some dexterity points too for armor class, and basically you go all in dexterity, you go all in on charisma, and allocate some points in these areas: intelligence, wisdom and constitution. So your final build will look something like this. And if you're going for fighting Warlock, just use dexterity weapons like rapiers and other stuff. So what is best class? Definitely not elf. While you can play any race as Warlock, there is some that will benefit him more. And we start with a human. Human is most common and most basic race among them all, and it basically gives you +1 to every ability you can have. And this will make our ability tree will look like this. So we just remove some ability points from intelligence and wisdom and drop them into con and dex. Basically like this, you will have a lot of armor class, you have nice spell power with charisma, and then when you level up you can just drop +1 into strength and +1 into con, and just go into full into con or con charisma and just increase them after. That's why human is just basic but very nice pick for Warlock. Another good race for Warlock is half-elf. Half-elf is really powerful pick for Warlock. But what half-elf? Actually, any half-elf, good half-elf will give you Mask of the Wild, that will increase your stealth proficiency, but that's not too beneficial for magic class actually. So Drow half-elf is really nice with cantrip of Dancing Lights and Dark Vision, so if you play in dark areas you won't be actually too scared of them, you will see a lot of. And Fey Ancestry will give you resistance to sleep. This will increase your power in fights, and you won't be asleep when you not want to be asleep, when you want to fight. High Half-Elf is really nice pick too, so it gives Dark Vision too, and you can use any High Elf cantrip. So this can be added to your arsenal, because Warlock gets have some cantrips in his arsenal, but this will increase your cantrips to +1 more cantrip. And there's a little bit more options. So that's why I actually tend to go with Drow half-elf for Warlock, and you can go with +1 to dex and +1 to con, with +2 to charisma as racial feature, and your ability will look like this. So you got almost full charisma, just +1, and you will be maxed out. You got some nice dex, you got some nice con, so you can balance it out with -1 to con and dropped into int and wisdom, so you got no debuff in this area. Or you can go full constitution, and then you just when you level up, drop +1 into con, +1 into charisma, and you will get 18 here and 16 here for +3 and +4 bonus. Next, pretty obvious race for Warlock is Tiefling. Tiefling comes with +2 to charisma too. That's why it's really strong pick for Warlock. Tiefling comes with Hellfish resistance, so you basically resist fire damage. This is awesome, and got some awesome cantrips. Just pick Tiefling that you like. There's like 2 cantrips, Mage Hand for some utility, or Thaumaturgy for advantage in some checks, in intimidation and performance checks. This can help you in roleplaying. Better don't pick Zariel Tiefling because it comes with +1 strength and you don't need it, and just stick with Mephistopheles for Mage Hand and +1 int, and +1 int with Thaumaturgy comes from Asmodeus Tiefling. I like Asmodeus more. And again, you will have your Tiefling Warlock with awesome +17 to Charisma and +15 to Dexterity. When you level up, you go 16, 18. Pretty awesome stuff. Next good race for Warlock is actually Halfling. There is two types of subrace Halflings. There is a Strongheart and Lightfoot. While Lightfoot is more handy because it comes with +1 Charisma, you can actually have some nice Warlock with +1 Constitution too. Just allocate your abilities in the right way. You can still have +16 Charisma when you level up, but with higher Constitution you can start with a lot more HP and a lot more armor class. This is beneficial too. So if you enjoy playing Little Man, just stick with Halfling. And last but not least, Drow. Drow, in my opinion, is actually best class for Warlock. It comes with Dexterity and Charisma, with a lot of proficiency in a lot of weapons that you can use if you want to fight as Warlock and not using your Eldritch Blast cantrip. Fey Ancestry and Superior Dark Vision is awesome features. And when playing Drow Warlock, just stick with these ability points. Dexterity max out and you will finish on 17, Constitution on 15, then just 0 Intelligence, 0 Wisdom, and max out on Charisma. This will give instantly +3 to Charisma checks and +2 Con, +3 Dex. But when you level up, you increase your Dex, you increase your Con, and you will have a lot more armor class with a lot more HP. This will make your Warlock really strong and tanky. And don't forget, Warlock have this awesome Dark One's Blessing if you play in the Fiend subclass. And this will make your Warlock almost unkillable. But if you want more in-depth guide to the Warlock class, just watch this video on the screen right now. Join the kingdom, subscribe for the Spud King.